Hey guys, what's going on? Geeking and Drinking is finally back. 2021 is here.
Woo!
And we got some more things to talk about, so let's go. And welcome back, guys. Hey, what's going on? I'm Eddie.
Steven,
And we are Geeking and Drinking. And yes, we are back. This is episode, I think it's like 49, or 48. I'm not going to check. My focus is on you. Because
I'll check.
Again, like I said, we are back. Excuse me, first episode of 2021, even though it's already February, but
hey, whatever.
a lot has happened. You may not really notice too much in the shot here, but we are actually in a brand new studio. Moved around a little bit, and now we have our dedicated room studio. We'll think about giving give a little tour, but we'll think about that. But
got some new decor going on over here, so
I love that Fight Club.
Yeah, I like that Fight Club poster right there. That's pretty awesome.
Can't see, but there's a Joker poster up here. You got Batman. Got
this old thing right here. We had this in the shop before. We had our brewery stuff here. We're looking to get some more brewery. We got Stan Lee back here.
Stan Lee, Brian Steven. We have the Marvel Lucha Libre characters up here.
And the Funko
Pops. So yeah, I mean, it's still work in progress, but it's we're pretty proud of it. We love all the stuff in here. We got a little fridge going on here. We hopefully that gets we'll repair that soon, and have cold beers at the ready.
Who knows? I mean, if we can't get it fixed, maybe we could try to convert it into a kegerator or something. But who knows? We'll see what happens.
But yeah, guys, like I said, so much stuff has happened since we last recorded. I mean, obviously, our last episode, we touched on a lot of Mandalorian. At the time of that recording,
Which was episode 48.
Yeah, episode 48. By the time when we recorded that last episode of last year, Mandalorian was still going, and by now we already finished it, and oh my god.
And I just got my new Mandalorian Christmas, shirt for Christmas.
So, but not only do we love all the geeky stuff around us, but we also love beer, and not only any beer, but
I like beer,
local craft beer, and we're coming at you with another favorite of the show. From Black Laboratory Brewing. And I'm going to let Steven introduce these because he's the one who bought them.
So I am the one who bought these. So I purchased these over at Black Laboratory Brewing over in off of Houston Street here in San Antonio, Texas. They are up and running for business. They are also taking orders to go as well. So support your local brewery. But anyway, so what we got here is a new one that they brewed, I think, this year. Maybe it started brewing it towards the end of last year. But anyways, it just came out. Hackberry Pale Ale.
Yeah. I love a good pale ale.
Yep. This one's coming at us at 6.4% alcohol volume. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I cannot wait.
Hackberry Pale Ale is an American pale ale brewed with Zaka, Chinook, and Simcoe hops, which helps pack citrusy floral notes, while the pale, crystal, and two-row malt balances out the flavor. So I mean, it's like I said, you have that hoppiness, but aside from the hoppiness, you have the flavor. So it balances out pretty good. American Pale Ale, you know me, I love my IPAs, but I do love a good pale ale, and especially a pale ale that's coming in at 6.4. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Sorry. Turn that off. Ooh, he's finished at the top. He's going for it. Nice.
Noise. I gotta drink some of this.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Has a kick, but it's also really smooth. And
it is so smooth. Like, oh my god, you
get the initial hit, like I said, of a pale ale, like that. Not so much bitterness, but slight bitterness. But the finish of it, going down, refreshing and delicious. I love it. It's can never go wrong with Black Lab beer. Cheers.
Bank. So like Eddie said, it's been a while. Our last episode was shot last year. Was episode 48. But we just a lot of stuff has been going on. I was in the middle of a big move.
I got COVID.
He got COVID, so we had to postpone episodes for a while.
Yeah. To quarantine myself, lost my taste of smell, I lost my sense of smell and my taste, so I couldn't drink any beer. Oh, and it's terrible.
Heartbreaking.
I know it was. At the same time, too, our pal Michael, aka Cricket from Houston, came down and brought us a bunch of beers, and I was just so sad. I was like, I can't drink them yet. Like, I want to drink them, but I can't. But, once the first day I got my sense of taste back, busted one open, let's go. It was good.
Let's go.
But I'm all better now. Everybody's all good. We're all good here. How are you?
How are you? What's going on with you? So what have you been up to since during your quarantine time? What were you doing? Like, were you staying up to date with anything? Watching anything?
And we'll get more into it later. But WandaVision started while I was in quarantine. So the first 2 episodes of WandaVision I got to see while I was in quarantine. Well,
really?
Because it was January 15th.
Oh yeah.
The day I got my results was the day that it came out. So. And that's been, like I said, we'll get to it later, but man. I rewatched Chernobyl.
That's a good one on HBO.
I rewatched The Night Of.
Another good one from HBO.
I would have watched The Office, but took it off Netflix. and
Stupid Peacock.
And they took off Parks and Rec. I'm like,
what? Well, yeah, I kind of figured because
NBC.
It's all NBC, Peacock,
I watched tons of wrestling. Like I
hate how they kind of fool you though. It's like, get the Peacock app. It's for free, but it's not really for free. You still gotta subscribe to it.
And get a bunch of ads and all that stuff.
I haven't really downloaded the app yet or anything. But like, do they offer any kind of episodes for free without subscribing?
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I'm so bitter about the whole situation. I just don't want to. I just don't want to.
I don't blame you.
And even at that too, and like I said, another thing I was doing, I'm subscribed to WWE Network, so I was just watching old Royal Rumble pay-per-views, just watching them, and it just broke recently that WWE sold the rights to their WWE Network to Peacock. I'm like, why? Why is Peacock? Like, why Peacock? I don't understand.
What's up with this damn Peacock?
Because like originally before COVID started, WWE was going to sell the rights to all their pay-per-views to ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I do have ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but then that fell through, so then they ended up going with Peacock, and I'm just like, why? Like, I don't understand. So I still don't know how that's all going to work because I have a WWE subscription, and I love it. So I mean, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no. I mean, that's kind of a lot what I did. I mean, I binged those 2 shows again because those probably 2 of my favorite shows. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was a little, kind of get a little inside your head sometimes, but whatever, like I said, I'm all good now. Maybe I'll taste some delicious beers. I could smell.
So you were mentioning just a little while ago that one of the things you were doing was watching a lot of old Royal Rumbles. Obviously, the Royal Rumble that just passed in January.
Yeah, last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yeah, it was last weekend. Yeah, last Sunday.
Like a week ago.
Yeah,
from this recording. Yeah. So what did you think of the outcome? Was it?
The 2 Royal Rumbles, the women's and the men's, I loved them. Especially the women's. The women's was top notch. I'm glad that Bianca Belair won. She's an up and coming. She was brought up in NXT. The last 2 women in the Royal Rumble this year were NXT superstars, which was Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and it was awesome. It was really good. I'm glad she won. Men's Royal Rumble, obviously Edge came out as victorious. After a year ago coming back WWE, he came back in again Royal Rumble and he won. So, and the way they're doing it now is they're kind of
and he was one of the last ones last year.
Yeah. He's one of the final 4 from last year. What they're kind of doing right now is like they're really using him to like put over a bunch of young superstars. Like I don't know, it's weird. Like whether it be interactions or like he went to like NXT and like went to Finn Balor and like kind of like told him like, well, you're worthy enough to challenge at WrestleMania,
which is weird because Finn Balor's been with the WWE for quite a while.
Yeah, he was NXT, went to the main roster, and then he went back to NXT,
which is weird because NXT is like your
minor leagues.
Yeah, kind of like your D leagues for the NBA or your minor leagues for baseball.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's kind of where they go to kind of okay, you know, this wrestler's hurt, let's bring in one from NXT kind of thing, and you know, fill in a spot, or even like, you know what, this guy's doing good in NXT, let's see how he does, you know, in the main roster. Yeah. But yeah, which is weird for Finn Balor is that he went, you know, NXT main roster and then back.
See, the only thing I think with that is because like they just didn't know what to do with him. He's one of
he's a really good wrestler.
He's a really good wrestler, but he's plagued with injuries, and so like I guess they're just kind of like worried. They don't want him to. I don't know, but I mean, NXT is his home, and people love him in NXT. So I mean, like I don't think he has any problem with it because he gets all the love there.
I mean, he did a lot in the Japanese
circuit,
circuit. I mean, the groups he started there.
Yeah.
Which was what was that group again? I forgot what it was called, but
well, okay, yeah. With going back to the actual pay-per-view itself, that one complaint I have in the first match was atrocious. Did you watch it?
I only watched just the Royal Rumbles.
The first match was Drew McIntyre defending his title against Goldberg.
I wasn't too
against Goldberg. I'm like, why do they keep insisting on pushing Goldberg in our faces? Like, he was great once upon a time, and now he's just, I mean, for lack of a better word, he's old. Like, he's getting up there in age, and it's just like you know, he can't do the stuff that he used to do back then. Especially he tries to do the jackknife or jackhammer with his finishing move.
Yeah.
And
we saw how horrible it went when him and Undertaker had that one match.
And you know, and this, okay, compared to the Undertaker match, this match was better than that, but it still wasn't that great because Goldberg doesn't have a wide range of moves. All he does is spear, jackhammer, and that's it. So there's not really much to it. Like
Bullet Club, there it was.
Bullet Club, yeah, right, yeah. So yeah, like that's all it was. There's a couple of spears. Here's a claymore, another spear. I'm gonna try to jackhammer you and almost drop you like I did Undertaker, and it's just like. And then he won, and like Goldberg's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give my son a respect." He raises his hand. I'm like, "No one cares." Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm not trying to be mean, but no one cares. Goldberg, like,
I mean, Drew McIntyre's kind of already made a name for himself
already,
and I mean, even then, like, winning the Royal Rumble and then going from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania and winning the championship from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, and at that, he's still champion. You know?
Yeah, didn't he lose it for a little bit?
No, I don't think so.
I thought he lost it for a little bit against Braun Strowman.
No, that was.
Or did Braun Strowman have it? Then
Braun Strowman had the other title. He beat Goldberg. Because I think it was I'm not sure about that WrestleMania. I forgot what, but Goldberg and the Fiend had a match, and Goldberg beat the Fiend.
Yeah,
and then what's it called? They were gonna have Roman Reigns and Goldberg, but Roman Reigns, I forgot.
Speaking of the Fiend, I was watching some of the old Royal Rumbles you were watching, and man, seeing Bray Wyatt back in the day, dude, I was like, what?
What did they call him? They called him Husky something.
Yeah, I forgot what they called him, Husky Bear or something.
Yeah, something weird. Or I was like, oh my god.
I was like, man, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still a pretty big guy, but I mean, he was a big guy back then, and he kind of, you know, he's still pretty big now, but he looks a little bit more like built, a little bit more bulkier.
Yeah, for sure. He's just, he's just a little, like you say, he's just a little, big. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't, I mean, just earlier we were watching the documentary on Yokozuna, and like that dude was, huge, and he's still athletic, but. So that's been your wrestling talk for this episode. For those of you guys who who are into wrestling, and hey, shout out to Alex because hopefully you're listening. This is for you because we love you.
We love you, man.
But yeah, let's go.
So while you were in quarantine, I was kind of keeping myself occupied. Same thing, WandaVision. I actually went back and started watching Rebels again. Oh my god, still such a good show. Really good show.
Season 2 is still like peak Star Wars.
No, for me it's season 3 was peak, and then definitely season 4 for me.
Which one's the season where Ahsoka Tano and Vader fight?
The end of season 2.
Okay, and then what's the one when I think it's like Kanan, Ezra, Ahsoka, and Maul versus
season 2.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, okay, that's when because I was like,
I can understand.
I was like,
that,
are we seeing this right now?
But like seasons 3 and 4 is when it kind of definitely went a little darker. Definitely in season 4 with Keenan, and his sacrifice and
I still haven't finished season 4.
Oh God, I just spoiled it for you.
Oh no, I know he, spoilers, passes away or dies, but
sacrifices himself.
Yeah. I know that, and I know how it ends. I just haven't watched it play out.
Dude, you have to watch the whole thing, and if you watch the whole thing, you'll kind of get why. I understand why you with Ahsoka being in Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
What she was doing and who she was looking for.
Yeah.
But it really puts a way better context when you see what's going on. And
because I know where her character ends in Rebels. I know she's with Sabine, and they're going looking for Ezra. So I know that. Speaking of Rebels and Star Wars, since last time we recorded, Mandalorian season 2 has finished, and I think the last episode we recorded is when we got Ahsoka, right?
I believe so.
And then after that, then we got, I don't remember, dude. Like, was the Fett Man already back? I forgot what episode we talked about, but at that point, a lot of beloved characters had already come into the show, live action. You had. Like Steven said, you had Ahsoka's live action debut, played by Rosario Dawson. You had
we definitely talked. We definitely did talk. Was Ahsoka out by then?
It definitely was.
I know we were definitely super excited about Night Watch and I know
I'm forgetting her name too.
Oh my God, I just saw it, dude.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Premiering, and how we were just a little, at least I was, a little disappointed in who Sasha Banks ended up playing.
Really?
We all suspected Sabine.
Yeah.
But because the color hair and everything.
I like it, and I also like it because they.
I say I was just slightly disappointed, but did she disappoint completely? No. The character she did play was so good, so amazing, so awesome.
And they left the door open for her to come back at the end. So yeah, like the season ended, and if you haven't seen it, spoilers, obviously. If you have, stick around, have some fun with us, because man, we got the mother of all cameos in I don't know, like. I just like when it happened, I'm like, is this really happening? Like, is this really happening? And it plays out. I'm like, oh shit! Like, this is it. Like, how did you feel?
My reaction was completely like,
did you see it coming?
No, I did not see this coming whatsoever. I mean, I knew he was trying to get him to a Jedi. Mm-hmm. We all assumed that Jedi was going to be Ahsoka, but then she came out fairly early.
Yeah.
In the season, probably like
half the season,
mid season she came out.
I think it was season 5, I think. And episode 5.
And how she straight up just said, no, you need to take him to this other place, which we got our second
big,
our more grander reveal of another character, Boba Fett. Which I was like, holy shit, this is the Boba Fett we needed. This is the Boba Fett we do need.
Dude, and he kicked so much ass.
He kicked so much butt. When he finally got his armor back, I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like,
and then there was that amazing line in the other episode with Bill Burr where they infiltrate the Imperial base.
Yes.
And they're like, well, we have to go in, but we can't have any mask on or helmets. And then Mando looked at Boba Fett, and he even says he goes Fett. Like, he calls him Fett, and he goes, let's just say they'll recognize my face. I was like, oh, come on. Like, I love that. It's so like, and it just.
And like, I love how they also reference back to the prequels too, because obviously with Boba Fett and
Django,
Django with Bo-Katan, they knew immediately who he was.
They're like, don't you mean your donor? I'm like,
yeah. He was like, ooh.
I was like, damn.
She went there.
and then he comes back with the even cooler line. Because she's all like, I've seen your face 1,000 times, and he's all like, mine may be the last you ever see. I'm like, oh shit! And then him and Sasha Banks get into that wrestling match. I'm like, yo, this is so cool.
With the jetpacks and everything, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably one of the best like scenes I've seen Sasha Banks in. Like, cause like this is like her first, role in a series or anything like that. Like, I mean, she's a WWE superstar, but this is like her first on-screen debut, and man, she killed it. Like, she killed the action. She killed, like she was pretty awesome. Especially I give her props because she was standing toe to toe with Bo-Katan, who is a beloved Star Wars character. And then you have that amazing sequence in the last episode where you have Bo-Katan. I forget Sasha Banks' character name, but you have Bo-Katan, Sasha Banks, Gina Carano. What's her name? Cara Dune. And then you had Ming-Na Wen.
See, guys, this is how long it's been for a while. I mean, we're not even prepared with
And then you had Fennec, Ming-Na Wen's character. So you have three, prominent female Star Wars characters, and they're just kicking ass. They're just going to the base, just shooting, and then like, man, that was so cool. And then of course, you have the finale. You have, you have Mando facing off with Moff Gideon.
See, okay. Let me go back to your question real quick.
Okay, yeah.
You asking me, was I expecting this whatsoever? No, I was not. The cameo and the way season 2 ended, I was not expecting whatsoever. I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, they're going to go on another adventure. This is going to continue on somehow, some way. He's still looking for Jedi. He's still going to be looking for Jedi.
Yeah.
No. So I didn't really snap to it the first time, or not really the first time, because I saw it multiple times. I rewatched that episode so many times, the last episode. But yes, okay. So the first time, I didn't really like kind of snap to it when because they're they set off a beacon for help, for reinforcements to come in, and I'm in my mind I'm thinking, okay, those
two rebel pilots
are gonna come or whatever, or it's gonna be the two rebel pilots and maybe more fighters, X-wing fighters. But no, it was like we got reinforcements coming in, and the line is like, I forgot who says it's like, they only sent one.
Yeah, it was Cara Dune. She goes, "Oh, one X-wing, we're saved."
They sent one X-wing. Oh, we're saved, and it's like I didn't really snap to it. Like, okay, they only sent one. It wasn't until like the X-wing landed, and I was just like, why would they send just one? It was like, and my eyes just kind of went open. And I was like, and then when I saw the cloak, I was like, no. Like, my wife and my son were like, what? And I was like, no. And I felt bad because my son I think he was in school. He was taking online classes. And so he's like, what? I'm like, I was like, just go over here and watch this with me. And he saw it, and he's like, is that who? I go, yes. He goes, no. I'm like, yes. It's like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah. So we're there watching it, and because I was watching because I was in the process of moving from our old house to our new house, so we were packing. That's why I took the day off from work.
Oh, so you were still at the old house when this happened?
Yeah, so I was still at the old house, and I was just like, oh my! And then the green lightsaber comes out. I was like,
see, but I also think it was smart because they kept showing like footage, like and it was black and white, so like you could see the cloak, you could see him with a lightsaber. You know it's a Jedi, but you're just like, what color is that saber? Like, what color is it? And then finally they show him what they show. They show the saber and they show the glove. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, no. And then like, because as a Star Wars fan, and I'm pretty sure you ask a lot of Star Wars fans, like they won't, a lot of them will say that one of the best scenes in Star Wars is the ending of Rogue One, where we get Vader just mauling people, being straight evil, straight Vader, straight dark
Vader,
side. And it's yeah. And so like, and it's just so funny that like in this episode at the end, like we get, obviously Luke Skywalker comes back and he has his own moment where he just mauls these, these.
And if you follow us on social media, I did post a comparison of the Darth Vader Rogue One scene and the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker scene.
No, I know.
So yes, we get Luke fucking Skywalker,
and then at that too, like, okay, I was like, okay, because when I was watching it, I was living with our mom, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, and she goes, "What?" I'm like, I was like, and I started getting tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh my god! And then like she goes, why are you crying? Like, stop it, go away. But then like,
go away, mom. You don't get it.
But then as soon as I saw the green lightsaber, I'm like, oh, it's Luke. And then like, I'm like, wait, who's playing him? Is it Sebastian? Because there's always that rumor of like these people that
Sebastian Stan.
They should get Sebastian Stan to play a younger
Luke, who is AKA the Winter Soldier in MCU.
Because he has similarity. They look kind of alike a little bit as far as younger Luke. I was just eager like just to see his face. I'm like, who is it him? And then sure enough, like, you know, he comes and takes his hood off and just like, whoa. Like, you know, whatever. Like, I say what you will about the CGI, but, you know.
I mean, again, it's still a show. You know, it was, I mean, the graphics are not always going to be that great. I mean, there's always been the flaws to, you know, the microphone in that one episode from that Bryce Dallas Howard recorded.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy standing in the back with the jeans that Carl Weathers directed, you know. So, you know, there's going to be, you know, instances and stuff like that. And, you know, with the dark troopers, you know, I was kind of a little disappointed with the way they looked, but I mean, they were still pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
they gave off real.
So you know, for the CGI with Luke Skywalker and a young Mark Hamill,
it's forgivable.
Kind of like what they did with Princess Leia in Rogue One, you know, and Grand Admiral Tarkin.
Yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin
Grand Moff
from
Tarkin,
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Also in Rise of Skywalker, where they had a flashback of young Luke and Leia, and they had Billie Lourd, which is Carrie Fisher's daughter. Stand in for her, and they just CGI'd her face on it, which is, you know, which in that scene it was dark, so it's like not as noticeable. But again, like it's forgivable because like that moment was real, like it was amazing. So it's like nothing to take away from that moment. It was amazing. Fans got what they wanted, and like I'm just eager to find out where we're going, like, because it kind of just ended. It just ended. Like, you had some other...
Just kind of like we're going to have to end it now. So we're going to just take a quick little break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, guys, welcome back to Geeking and Drinking. And we're back from our break. Steven, take a piss to drain that main vein.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. But yeah, you know, like I said, you know, like we were just talking about before we went on break, you know, last season of Mandalorian, last episode was, you know, some of the best Star Wars that I've seen, and you know, and I think that it's really kind of brought at least the Star Wars fandom community together a little bit more, because the last sequel trilogy that we got, and what I mean by that, I mean Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, kind of left a bad taste in many people's mouths, you know, whether it be one movie or another movie. For me, it definitely left a bad taste in my mouth as far as like Rise of Skywalker. I don't like that movie.
For me, The Last Jedi, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, Rise of Skywalker, I would say, but if I had to rank them from best to worst, it would be
best. The best one is
you know, from the new ones, from the new ones.
the three, yeah.
From the three new ones, it would definitely be The Force Awakens, The Rise of Skywalker, and The Last Jedi for me. It'd probably be the opposite for you.
Yeah, I think I'm
considering that Force Awakens would still be number one for you.
Yeah, and then Last Jedi.
Opposite for
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
yours would just be in the original.
Yeah, I don't know. Like just something about Rise of. I mean, I know why you don't like Last Jedi, but just Rise of Skywalker, like just
because I feel that that's what led to a bad
Rise of Skywalker. You know,
third movie was because, you know,
I agree with that.
The director had so much opportunity to work with, and he just kind of spat on everything and just destroyed everything that was already kind of built up for him to just continue on. And you know, so I mean, because originally with the new three movies, it was supposed to be each movie was supposed to be a different director. Mm-hmm. You know, which that was how it was going. You know, J.J. Abrams did The Force Awakens, and then
Rian Johnson
did The Last Jedi, and just kind of fucked everything up. And that's when Disney brought back J.J. Abrams.
Well, originally they had Colin Trevorrow, who is the director of Jurassic World, who hadn't come in to direct. And I remember after after Rise of Skywalker came out, they had leaked Colin I can't even say his name. Colin Trevorrow's script online, and that movie seemed so much better than what we got Rise of Skywalker. Like it seems so.
Yeah,
much
but
better.
I think Disney was just really trying to
pick up the pieces.
Yeah, and I mean because. There was a lot of backlash. I mean, there was already backlash from The Force Awakens. Many people had their discrepancies about it. And then Last Jedi, a lot of people had their opinions on that one, especially me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that's the rant I went on. But, yeah. So, I mean, but I think with the way The Mandalorian is going, it's really heading in a direction and... opening a lot of doors for other shows, which, at the time,
I don't think we ever covered it, dude.
No, a lot of shows and a lot of stuff did get announced, and one that during all of them, obviously there was going to be an Ahsoka Tano spinoff, limited series spinoff,
which we can expect that series to tackle like just her trying to search for Ezra and
Grand Admiral
Thrawn, which oh my god.
And one of the ones that we didn't I mean I kind of saw it coming, but it was unsure of. We are definitely getting a Boba Fett series. The Book of Boba.
Dude, that last, like, again, because that was like the first Star Wars post-credit scene. We've never gotten any post-credit scene for Star Wars, and that was the first one. And it was the last episode of Mandalorian. It ends, and then the credits roll. And when I remember when the credits roll, I'm like, "Where's the art? Don't they usually show art in the credits?" I'm like, "Where's?" Okay, I was like, "Wait, whoa, hold on. Let me just, let me just." And then it goes to Tatooine, and it shows Jabba's palace from Return of the Jedi, and you're like, oh, okay. And then okay. I know Jabba died. I know he died in Return of the Jedi, but initially I was like, oh, we're gonna see Jabba. I'm like, oh wait, no, he died. I'm like, oh no, it's Big Fortuna, his little servant guy. Now he's all big and he's all fat, and he's sitting in the chair. I'm like, wait, what? And then you just someone's blasting, and it's Fennec, and she's blasting everybody, and Boba Fett comes, and then I like Big Fortuna, Boba, I thought you were dead. I heard these rumors. He just shoots him. He shoots him and just takes him off the chair. And man, he's just so badass. Just sits in the chair and just.
I would have loved if he had Jabba the Hutt's old little pet thing. I forgot what it was. Name?
Salacious Crumb. I
hated
it. But yeah, like dude, that I remember people were like, "Wait, what?" Because we already got all the announcements of all the shows
and movies
that were to come in the next few years, and then this one just like, "Oh wait, there's one more." Boom, and like, oh shit, and it's Boba Fett, and then like, because like like I said, this last season Mandalorian really painted Boba Fett in a better light than he was painted, because like he was kind of
one thing I really loved that Mandalorian was doing is they were really diving a lot more into. I mean, yeah, you got the Imperials, there was talks of Jedi and the Rebels and stuff, but they really started showing you the other side of the universe, like what else was going on, what people were doing to get by, to survive.
Yeah.
During these times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially post Empire.
Yeah,
the Galactic Empire.
I love those subtle hints where there's like, I worked in the Death Star, and she's like, which one? I'm like, oh, like a low blow. A low blow to my Death Star testes.
And like as I was watching, because another thing that happened was, like you were saying, I worked in the Death Star, and they're like, which one? It's kind of like, even like some of the people, that still work and honor or give their loyalty to the Empire, have their points of views of you guys just don't understand what the bigger picture, what's going on and stuff. I mean, I'm really
Yeah.
don't know, remember that. But you know what I'm talking about, that
well,
shuttle, the shuttle that they hijacked.
Yeah. I'm talking about. Yeah, I was say like they really highlighted that in the second to last episode, the one with Bill Burr. Because he's an ex-Imperial pilot. In the first season, he was captured, whatever, and he was in jail. So now they had to enlist his help to infiltrate this Imperial base. And so they hijack, this shuttle, and it's so weird because like the shuttle's driving and trying to get to the base, and these pirates, these local pirates, that keep trying to because it's an Imperial, they want them out, so like and that kind of like when I kind of really thought about it, I'm like, okay, these pirates, they're not the bad guys.
Yeah, they're really
like, and they're
not.
just killing them, like, and we're cheering for them because it's Mando. Like, it's just like, okay, wait, what? But and then
again, there's just so much going on, so many things, all at the same time. So it's just, that's what I really like about it, is there's no dark versus light, Jedi versus Sith kind of thing in what we've been getting from the saga movies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for the most part, like majority of them have never really even seen Jedi. Like Mando, he's like Jedi. Like, oh, it's this ancient sorcerer. It's like that's all he knew about it. He didn't know what a Jedi was, or maybe he heard inklings, but they don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo-Katan knew because she knew Ahsoka.
And they kind of shine that light in The Force Awakens, like the Jedi were real. Like,
right.
Like,
yeah, and Harrison, Han Solo, yes, it's real. It's all real. Like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. So for them to be exploring it more, I really like it. And after watching Star Wars Rebels again, they and really like looking at into it, they really do shine light on that too as well. Especially that Sabine too was, in training as well to be an Imperial pilot.
Yeah.
And then before turning to the rebels and helping out the rebels and stuff like that. So yeah.
One of the shows that was announced for Star Wars, and it's probably one of the lesser kind of ones that people were excited about, is Acolytes. And the reason I'm excited about that one is because it's supposed to tackle an Imperial's perspective on everything. It's supposed to tackle these. I'm not sure if it's soldiers or like Imperialists, but they're the Imperial side of it, like just people just trying to make a living, or just people just doing what they're told because they're bending to a higher power. Like I'm excited for that because I'm just like, man, I want to, because same thing kind of like I never played the game, but Battlefront 2, we got the storyline of I forgot her name, but she was an Imperial, and it's like the events happen at the second Death Star blows up.
Yeah, I forget the actor's name, Janina
Kavar or whatever.
Yeah, she played the character in the video game.
So like that kind of gave a different perspective that we never seen of like an Imperial, of like people who praise the Empire, people who they're not necessarily
the reason why they were fighting. And
yeah,
stuff like that. And that's kind of what the new game
Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron was also kind of insinuating too, because the trailer we got from there is it's an Imperial being chased by an X-wing, and they're showing the point of view of the TIE fighter, and he gets shot down, and then like the rebel says the war's over, the Death Star's been destroyed, and then like he kills I think he ends up killing the rebel, and it's like, for you it is, for me it's just starting kind of thing. It's like, oh shit.
It kind of tells you that not everybody went away when the Death Star blew up. Not the Empire didn't just go away. These Imperial forces didn't just go away.
And not only that, but not everybody was opposed to the Galactic Empire.
Yeah. And and I know this is such a comparison, but remember that show Hunters?
Yes.
What were they doing? They were hunting down ex-Nazi Nazis, because once all that fell, the Nazis didn't just go away. They kind of just went into hiding. So I guess in a sense you could kind of say that with the Imperials, like they didn't go away. Some of them may went into hiding. Some of them still are dedicated to the Empire. It's interesting. Like it's really interesting. I'm excited for that. But yeah, well, I just cracked open another beer, and so did you. This is another one from Black Laboratory Brewing. It's
another one.
It's called
another one.
Dignowity
Common.
Common.
So I'm actually looking for the info on this real quick, but
I know it's a lager, coming in at 5.6. While Steven looks up some more info on that if they have it. Yeah, but it has a pretty, I mean, a crisp color to it. I mean, it's a nice amber kind of color, not too dark. I mean, I can see through it. That's how I mean, if you mean a lager, that's what a lager looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't find anything else on it.
I don't know, man.
What?
It's pretty fucking good.
Oh man, dude, I'm telling you, man, Black Lab is making some really good stuff, dude, down there. Let me give this a try here.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my God, dude! Like that soft serve that they had that one time that we featured on the show. That was so good.
That was so good, y'all.
So good, y'all.
I don't know. It's just like I was listening to a podcast and they're doing that. Oh, I was or whatever. I was on the 5, bro. Like y'all, it's just like, so still. I was watching SEN live. I was on the 4 or 5, bro. I was packed, bro. It's just like shut the hell up. This is a dark beer, bro. The lagers, they taste really good, bro.
Let's go, bro, dude. I went all the way down to 35 to go get it, bro. Exit the Houston straight. How you standing, Hackberry, bro?
Yeah, I got them the beers to God, bro. You can't get there, bro. Got COVID. I can't find it either, but it's a lager. It's really fucking good.
It is really fucking delicious, dude. Yeah, definitely go visit these guys over at Black Laboratory Brewing. Again, let me get the address here real quick for you guys. But they're real down to earth people. So cool.
Yeah, they're one of our favorites.
So if you're in the San Antonio area, they're gonna be 1602 East Houston. Suite 109, San Antonio, Texas. Yeah. Right next door to them is Truth Pizzeria as well. They're freaking amazing pizza. You also have
Crazy Human.
Crazy Human next door. What was that? Butcher's Meat Market right there too. That's really they serve some really good stuff down there.
Yeah.
Cake Thieves is supposed to be opening there. I'm not too sure if they have her yet or not, but anyways. Go visit these people down there. Again, 1602 Houston Street, San Antonio, Texas. So good, so delicious. They just recently opened their doors back up, so the tap room is open. If not, they are doing beers to go. You can go to their Instagram, to their website, order beers to go pick up.
Even if you're not like, if you don't know their beers, you could just go in and ask for a sample. They'll give you a sample. Like, that's a good thing about these craft beer places. Like, you go in and like, okay. And I'm not saying that anybody that we know does it, but I know there are people out there that abuse that. Like, oh, free samples, we get a free sample. Like, no, bro, like it's just to try the beer. Like, I remember at first days they give you little like 10-ounce glasses of a sample. Now they give you like a little splash. Yeah. They're just like, nope. But yeah, like I said, like if you're not sure about what you want, if you just want to check it out and go to the brewery and be like, oh, I'm new, man, they'll walk you through it. They'll give you some samples. They'll take care of you. That's what these breweries do. They take care of you. And so that's
and we need to get in contact with them too, and do a little
that's
session
something we really need to do this year is get back into those brewery tours. So stay tuned for that. I know we got some stuff that we've been kind of spitballing here, but we're trying to work on some stuff. So just stay tuned. Like I said, the first episode of 2021. We want to get back into it. We love doing this show for you guys, and for those
at the same time, we want to be safe doing everything.
And for those of you who watch, cheers. We love you guys.
Thank you guys.
But we're not going nowhere near. We're not leaving yet. We're not. We're gonna have more stuff to talk about. More beer to drink.
Oh, real quick too. I just ran into
I thought you
just
guys-
ran into a fan. Not too.
I thought you were gonna say what I was gonna say, but yeah, go for it.
I just ran into a fan not too long ago here who recognized me, so I want to recognize him on the show as well. Jonathan Morales, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Pass along the word. Hey, these guys geeking and drinking. They're fucking awesome. They're fucking dope. Or they're just dorks.
We got some sweet tats.
So thank you for your support. We really appreciate it, man.
What's it called? And also too, thanks to this guy, all our episodes are back on Spotify, except for 2. But majority of them are on Spotify. So if you're not already subscribed, or if you want to listen to us like on the way to work in your headphones without having to watch our beautiful faces, which is a loss to you, whatever. But any support we can get, we'll take it. If you want to listen to us on Spotify, then search us up on Spotify, Geeking and Drinking, and download those episodes. Just get those numbers up, people, because
unfortunately we are no longer available on Apple Podcasts. We're trying to figure that out, again, you can check us out on Spotify or download the Anchor app and check us out on there as well.
After you told me that, I started looking at the analytics, and a lot of our viewers from Apple Podcasts. I'm like, oh shit,
damn.
But yeah, like I said, we're
working on it.
We're gonna work on it. Yeah, we're gonna work on it. But like I said, everything's back up on Spotify. So if you guys need to catch
Anchor,
up, or Anchor, just search us up on any platform you watch or you listen to. Occasionally,
you'll see the little pop up, where to follow us as well. So
But yeah, so man, I can't with WandaVision. I can't
Okay, so I'm gonna give you I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Let's just do a restart on this. So we'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? And we're back. And if you guys, we're just talking about it, but we're drinking some beers from Black Lab Brewing Brewing Company here in San Antonio, Texas. We have the Hackberry Pale Ale and the Dignowity Common. And if you're kind of confused about those names, they're street names here in San Antonio.
Or street names, or district names.
District names, yeah.
Or there's even a barbecue place named
Dignowity. Yeah, Dignowity is the name of a district here in San Antonio, which is around Black Lab, and Hackberry is street kind of where you used to live.
Well, Hackberry, Houston and Hackberry is the intersection of where
is it?
Is where
shit. My bad.
Black Lab is located.
Okay.
So
tell me why I thought Hackberry was like, I don't know, whatever. But
yeah.
I got no sense of direction, obviously. Yeah, so okay, so what we're gonna do next, I don't want to do none of this non-spoiler stuff.
WandaVision.
I don't like doing non-spoiler stuff because with this show, you can't do non-spoiler. You just can't.
We're gonna do the spoilers on.
So if you guys watching right now, hey, if you're watching and you have not been caught up with WandaVision at this time, episode 5, if you have not watched all 5 episodes, then maybe you should go watch it and then come right back and listen to us talk about it.
And then
because we don't want to ruin it for you, but we want to talk about stuff.
We want to talk about stuff. So how can we talk about stuff if you haven't watched it yet?
So this is your warning.
So this is us.
Yeah,
gonna talk about it.
And this is your warning.
Big spoilers.
Big spoilers.
Big spoilers.
Big spoilers, brah.
Big spoilers, brah, man. We were drinking some Dignowity Common here, and we had some Pale Ale earlier, man. Brah, come on, brah.
Smooth, brah. But yes, guys. Like I said, when I was in quarantine, it's been. I mean, I don't know how to get into it because this show has been so long awaited, and not only that, but like originally, this show, because it's been almost over a year since we got any Marvel content. The last Marvel content we got was Far From Home, and that was in 2019. We didn't get nothing in 2020.
No, we were
supposed to get Black Widow. Okay, this was the schedule this was what we were supposed to get in the order we were supposed to get it. Black Widow was supposed to come out. Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to come on Disney Plus. Eternals was supposed to come out in November, and then WandaVision was supposed to come out in December.
And Christmas.
Yeah, that's how we were supposed to get it.
And your Marvel associations, we were supposed to get Morbius and Venom 2.
Venom 2, yeah. So. Yeah. Which may or may not have a lot to do with what's going on in the bigger picture of MCU, but it's still Marvel associated and there's still Spider-Man characters, whatever. But we were supposed to get a lot of stuff before we got this show. COVID happened, obviously. You know, we're living in this. We're living this right now. It's
almost
playing
a
out.
year later.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that to happen.
Nobody. And so, you know, we still have not got Black Widow. And because we haven't got Black Widow, apparently it's supposed to tie into Falcon Winter Soldier, so we didn't get that. And since the movie theaters are closed, Eternals, you know, got pushed back. Even WandaVision got pushed back a little bit to 2021 this year in January. So, lo and behold, here we are, January.
Yeah, because
2020.
when we were getting Black Widow, knowing how Disney Plus works, they release their episodes weekly, not all at once. We were also supposed to be getting this year Multiverse of Madness, because the idea was that because since Wanda is supposed to be in the new Doctor Strange movie, is that WandaVision was gonna directly tie into the Multiverse of Madness. So it was supposed to be like when WandaVision ended, the next week is when Multiverse of Madness was supposed to come out in theater. Mm-hmm. So it would be like that.
So kudos for Marvel for like somehow
eventually
making
not
it
eventually,
work.
but it is still going to tie in to Doctor Strange.
Definitely.
Considering that Doctor Strange won't be coming out till 2022 now, I think is what the date is. But
I can't.
Either way. But whatever. WandaVision is here. Oh my God, things have happened.
So we got the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what did you think about those first 2 episodes? Because those were the first 2 that came out on the 15th of January. We didn't just get 1 episode on the premiere. We got 2 episodes, which I was so glad we did.
Yeah, because if we would have just got 1 episode, people would have been out.
Yeah,
people were like, "What?
The fuck?
I don't want to." Because the way the show is structured, again, I'm gonna say it one last time. Spoilers.
Big spoilers.
Big spoilers. The way the show is structured is a sitcom series. You know, like it's taking those tropes of a 1950s, 1960s, 70s, like all the decades of sitcoms. So, you know, if you don't know that, you're gonna have you're gonna be really confused with episode 1 and 2. Or just the series in general.
Yeah.
And two,
if you have not seen Infinity War and know that Vision is dead and wondering why he's alive again, then you are definitely confused.
Yeah. So, but like you said, I'm glad that they released 2 episodes the first week, because like I said, the first episode was just like, okay, here's the first episode, and it's weird. It's like
it just straight up comes at you, bro.
Yeah.
Just like bam. We have this opener for you. Like, what the fuck?
And like I said, like if you don't go into the show knowing what it is, then you're gonna be a little lost. So like, you know, it gives you that patience. All right, okay, all right. Like I know what this is. Oh, maybe I don't. I don't know what this is, but I'm giving it a chance because, like, you know, it is interesting. Obviously, it takes, you know, it has remnants of a sitcom, so it's just like you have the audience. It was also filmed in front of a live audience, so that's cool too. But I first episodes, I liked them. I don't love them. I like them. I like them in the sense. I love them in the sense that they set up the show kind of good. And for a while, I'm like, I watched the first 2 episodes, and for a while, I'm like, okay, how long are we gonna do this? You know, the whole black and white, the whole that thing. How long are we gonna do that? And it wasn't until 2, right? It was when the colors changed
At the end.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, at the end, color change. You're like, whoa. Okay. You're like
the beer gut.
Because the only crazy thing that happened in the first episode was the why, like, remember the guy, he starts choking and she's all like, save him, like, and they save him. That's kind of the only weird thing that happens in the first episode. And then at the end where they show someone else, watching the broadcast.
Yeah.
And you get that Zoom board, you know.
It was Roadcaster.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, right. But okay, yeah. So that's about the only weird.
Thank
thing
you,
that happens.
Zoom. We love your products.
And
Wink,
then
wink.
And then the second episode, I mean, you get like Vision. He's drunk and some shit. He swallows some gum. I don't know. It's really weird. But then you get like Wanda, can you hear me?
Not only
like,
that, but we also get our first look at what's her name?
Geraldine, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, Monica, who in the sitcom reality is Geraldine.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I don't know how I got here, you know, like, you know, and then yeah. It wasn't until episode 3 was when I was like, holy shit, because that was one of my favorite movies in the MCU, and I know it's one of your favorites too. And I think it's one of the most.
You don't talk for me.
One of the most underrated movies is Age of Ultron.
Yes.
For some reason, people hate that movie.
I love that movie.
I personally prefer it to Avengers.
And I like what you said one time, because when I told you that I was watching, and I think you decided to watch it one time too, or I think you were watching it and you text me, dude, Age of Ultron opens a lot of doors.
It sets up so much.
It sets up a lot of stuff for the MCU.
You get the Infinity Stones, you have Thor, you have Scarlet Witch, you have Jeremy Renner's family, you have Captain America and Iron Man disagreeing, you have Hulk going into space. You have a lot of stuff in that. Like a lot of stuff in that movie, and it doesn't give enough credit. It does not get enough credit.
And that's when you get the first glimpse of Wanda and Vision's relationship, because when he goes and saves her.
Yeah, and then
like,
he had that moment.
Of all people, like, why does he go to save her? Like, he didn't have to.
Yeah. And yeah, you get the first glimpse of like at their you know, their
Kinda
bond. And so that's why I say episode 3, because it's one of the first times. Okay, I wouldn't say the first time, because they mentioned Ultron many times, but it's just weird. Like, she was the first time they mentioned her brother.
Yeah, they mentioned her
brother
because she has the babies.
She has babies all rapidly. She gets pregnant. By the end of the episode, the babies are born, and Geraldine, Monica Rambeau, who's stuck in this reality, helps her deliver the babies, and she has twins.
And then even in that third episode, they kind of set up, because Catherine Hahn's character, Agnes, is talking to another character, and they're mentioning to Vision about Geraldine, and they're like, she doesn't belong here. She has no family, and,
right,
you know, and this and that, and
right,
he's like, what?
She doesn't belong here because she knows we're all, and he kind of stops, and he's all like, because she knows we're all what? And like, I love that line. He's just like, and then Agnes is all like, okay, no, like, you know, okay, well, I got to get home to Ralph, and then the other guys are like, all right, Vision, see you later. Like, they just snap back into that
But even in the beginning, that character too, like he was sawing through the.
It's like he glitched. It's like he glitched out.
He was glitching, and even like Vision was like, you know, you're supposed to cut the tree, not the wall, right? And he goes, oh yeah. like and like the way he looks too is like.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that kind of freaked me out. I was like, holy shit.
was it also the third episode where we had that random cut, like?
Yeah, where, because he starts Vision starts talking, and he's like, do you know what I'm talking about? And then all of a sudden it's like, bloop, like it doesn't rewind, it just cuts.
It's just like if it just like
a glitch, yeah, like a glitch, and then it goes back to what he's talking about. And it goes, but you know,
who was it though? Who was it? Like what were they talking about? I forget what they're talking about.
I forget what they were talking about, but Vision was talking to Wanda about something, and then like I guess she noticed it, or I don't know, something happens, because it does a glitch thing, like it just cuts, but it cuts back, and again it doesn't do a rewind. Like, it doesn't do a rewind like what Wanda did in episode 2 when she
saw the beekeeper,
coming out of the sewer, and she's like no, and then they do a rewind. And then it ends like happily.
I'm really trying to think what the hell they were talking about. I fucking forgot. It's pissing me off. But yeah, like you have stuff like that happens. That like when you watch it, you're like, wait, what? Did my TV glitch out or something? Like, no, that's part of the show, and that's what's genius about it.
So like, going back to Geraldine and Wanda and the babies is that,
and then
she
has
like twins,
and then Wanda's all like, I'm a twin, and she's like, Pietro.
And she starts talking about her brother.
I'm like, oh, like they're mentioning, like they have not mentioned him. Not mentioned him. And then Geraldine's all like, "Oh, he was killed by Ultron." I'm like, "Oh!" And she's just like, "Well, what?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, "Oh my god!" And then like Vision's outside with the other two, and it's just like, it's so tense. And she's like, "You're not my friend. You need to leave." And she just blasts Geraldine out. She's just like flying. She comes out of the perimeter, and then we find her like being surrounded by a bunch of agents. That's where it is.
No. We don't know what actually happens to her yet. In the third episode, we don't know that she got blasted yet.
Yeah, they show it.
No,
yeah, they show it. They because she's like, "Oh."
That was the fourth episode.
Was it?
Yeah, that was episode 4.
Oh, you're right.
At the end.
Yeah, you're right.
Episode 3 is
because she's just like
because that again, that's when the neighbors are talking to
and
Vision,
Vision
and
comes
Vision
inside,
comes in, and
he
he's
goes,
like,
"Geraldine?"
"Where's Geraldine?" And he's like, she's like, "Oh, she had to go home, honey. She
Yeah.
didn't belong here."
Mm-hmm.
And like, that was it. Like, they didn't show anything else. And then that's when they do Voodoo Child, right? Yeah, that's when they do at the end of the song. Like they're watching.
No. That's episode 4 because that's when Vision starts getting suspicious. But yeah, okay. So that the third episode ends.
Let me kind of jump on that too, because that's when Vision gets suspicious. Even at the end, they go to the couch with the babies, and like Vision does this thing where he's
just looks at you.
They're supposed to be looking at a TV because he has the remote and he's supposed to be turning it on, but he doesn't look at the TV. He looks past the TV.
He looks at you,
like he's looking at the camera. Like
it's real, like
subtle, like real subtle.
Like he just get that blank, just stare.
Yeah.
Like he's just like,
and but his impression on the face too was like, oh, he knows something's afoot.
Yeah. So that was the end of episode 4, but
episode 3.
No, 4. I'm telling you, it's 4. Because episode 3 just ends when Vision comes in. Where's Geraldine? Oh, she had to leave, and it ends. And then episode 4 was when we get the whole, she turns around, she sees them, and then she looks up, and she's back to normal, and then she's like, "What's wrong?"
Oh yeah, that's episode 4 for sure.
And then it had them like probably one of the most.
Anyways, whatever.
But
spoilers, big spoilers.
But like yeah, so we'll get into episode 4. Episode.
Okay, at the end of episode 3, Geraldine gets thrown out of this reality, and we see her getting surrounded by soldiers and Humvees and helicopter spotlight, blah blah blah, and that's how it ends. And she ends saying, "It's Wanda, it's all Wanda," and then boom, it ends. I'm telling you, that's when Voodoo Child comes on. Anyways,
and then
we get into episode 4. Oh my god!
Probably
episode
one of the best like openings of a TV show ever. Like we get a side of the blip, the reverse blip that when I say the blip, the snap, the reverse snap. Thanos snapped everybody out of existence. They turn into dust, whatever.
We get a more dramatic version of it than what we got in Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah, because everybody's just kind of back, right? They're like,
because in Far From Home they kind of make it comedic, where
people who
it's like someone's on their phone and they're filming a basketball game, and then all of a sudden like the blip comes up and the like I guess at the time when the snap happened, band members were playing that got dusted, and then they come back, and then they all like run into the basketball players run into them, and they're like, oh shit.
yeah. So it shows a more dramatic, like where they're in the hospital, and it's just like people just start showing up.
Well, it like actually showed go back to the beginning of it.
Shows Monica
like
being undusted.
Like in Far From Home they just come back.
Yeah.
But in this one they actually like showed her being undusted and like
being put back together,
slow mo, and being put back together, and then jump into
and then like the hospital, and she's like, "Where's my mom?" Because when she blipped, she was with her mom, which her mom is Maria Rambeau, who came out in Captain Marvel. So she's like, "Where's my mom?" And one of the doctors are like, "Your mom died 3 years ago."
2 years.
And she's like, 3 years ago. She goes, "I was just with her." And she goes, "No." It's like she had cancer, came back, and then she died 2 years after you disappeared. She goes, "What? Like, I disappeared?" Like, and you're just like, and then it boom, doom, doom, doom,
You just
doom,
see all
doom.
the chaos going on, and I never thought of it like that. Like, you know, yeah, like I said, Spider-Man kind of mentioned it and made it more comedic, but in this way, it was like, oh shit, dude.
It's like I was telling you, like right now, if Thanos snapped and you blipped away, 5 years from now, when some other family's here and some kid has his room in here, you blip with your headphones. You're like, oh shit! Like, you come back to this spot. You know,
I'm like
like,
this, I'm like, my beer.
it's still cold. But yeah. So we get a more dramatic, you know, kind of like perspective on kind of like, you know, what happened when people started coming back, and then we get some, you know, backstory on Monica Rambeau and, you know, the sword, you know, which is her mom founded, kind of like how Peggy Carter founded
Peggy Carter and Howard Stark
founded Shield. You know, Maria Rambeau, Photon, you know, founded Sword.
And if you're not familiar with Sword is like an equivalent of Shield, but they deal more with space, outer space,
sentient
anomalies and stuff like that.
weapons, observation and report division. That's what it's called. Yeah. I studied that.
Yeah, bro,
baby.
I got it, bro.
I got it, bro. I got that.
dog.
I got that sword abbreviation, bro. I nailed it, y'all.
Nailed it, dog.
But yeah. So, and then of course the next day, you know, and I don't know, just oh man,
This show is just becoming really amazing than what I guess what everybody really thought it was gonna be.
And at that,
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical. Like sitcoms, like really, like how much of it are we gonna have to sit through before we actually get stuff?
See, but I was
not very long because we got stuff really quick.
I was of the exact same mind. I was like, okay, this sitcom. Okay, like I said, the first two episodes, I'm like, okay, like it had those cool parts where like the guy, you know, like with stuff starts happening, and it's creepy. It has that creepy element to like, wait, what? And this show is turning out to be exactly what I want it to be and more, because like
They're really turning up the notches on these.
like they really are like they're already turned it up to like 15 already, like fuck it, like let's just go for it. You know,
no, yeah, we're gonna go for this. I mean, but you know, episode 4. I mean, we get a lot of shit going on in episode 4.
we get more of the Geraldine and
Episode 4, if you kind of think about it, is like a little flashback. It's a little
okay,
flashback.
yes, because episode 4 gives us pretty much everything that happened in the first 3 episodes, but in a different perspective.
Yes.
From the outside perspective of people outside of the Alamany, outside of Westview, the agents. You get Jimmy Woo comes back.
Westview doesn't exist, bro.
How about, bro? you get Jimmy Woo's from Ant-Man with the card.
The card. I love that. I love that everybody got that. As soon as
Everybody snapped to that. They're like, oh, he did the card trick.
As soon as I saw that, I laughed. I was like, oh, he did it. He got the card trick.
This is all cool. And then you know you get Monica Rambeau before she gets sucked into the anomaly. And then you get Darcy. What's her name?
Darcy Lewis.
Darcy
Darcy
Lewis from Thor and the Thor Dark World.
Which one of my friends pointed out is that in Thor, she was a political something is major. Like it had nothing
Political
to do.
Science?
Yeah, political science major, which has nothing to do with
Aerospace. Astrophysics.
Astrophysics. And I guess so. After I'm gonna assume after Thor, you know, the first Thor movie and Thor: The Dark World, you know, she changed her major and because she was just an intern for.
Try to say that 5 times.
She was just an intern for Jane Foster just to get a credit.
Yeah, I'll say try to say that 5 times. Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World. Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, so you know we get these two, you know, somewhat beloved characters back. You know, even though they weren't big characters, but people like them. People love Jimmy Woo. People love.
I love
Darcy.
Randall Park, dude. He's such a good actor.
He's
It's
so good.
funny.
So funny.
I love when he does his gym on The Office.
Did you see what I posted the other day? It had a picture of Jim hosting SNL. And they're like they're like, wow, hosting SNL and came on in WandaVision. This is a good week for Jim. I was like, shut the fuck up, shut up. Shut up. But yeah, so you get these characters, and like I said, like it gives their perspective of what's going on. So they come across the broadcast, they see what we're seeing, and they asking all the same questions we're asking. Is Vision dead? How's this happening? Who are these people? And they start just kind of putting the pieces together for us, and we're like, okay, all right.
And then like Jimmy Woo is like doing, on the dry erase board, I like how they even mention like, is this a scroll thing?
Is a scroll? Is this in the same space and time? Yeah. Is this time travel? Is Vision dead?
With everything that's been going on in the MCU, a lot of shit has been going on. I mean, a lot of shit has gone down. They've time traveled. They've dealt with other existence out in space and stuff like that.
You got sorcerers.
Sorcerers, dude. You're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
Yeah. You get a lot. There's a lot of moving parts, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and this show is doing such a good job of like,
dude, they're doing such an amazing job with everything. I mean. Yeah. And also opening even more doors. I mean, we go into episode 5, the new one that just fucking came out. Dude, that one, oh my God. I really love.
We're going to spend the last 30 minutes talking about episode 5. So okay. Let's finish episode 4 real fast. Like I said, like we get a different perspective.
Yeah, let's finish episode 4 and then get some more beers. Yeah. We're gonna need some more beers.
Yeah, we're gonna need that pale ale.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna need some of that pale ale to get through this, bro. So we finally get the whole thing played out with Wanda and Geraldine, aka Monica Rambeau, when she's trapped in the Anomaly, and she's just like. And it's funny how like she tries to play it out. It's like, oh well, I want to hold the bitch. She goes, I don't think not. She goes, how did you know about Ultron? She goes, who are you? She goes, I don't know. Like Wanda, like, and she goes, well, I know you're not a neighbor, and I know you're not a friend. She starts doing the power. She goes, so that means you're an outsider, and I don't want you. I want you out of my home. And boom, she just like blasts her. Boom, 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 fucking through the walls, through just halfway across the town. And then out of the Anomaly. Yeah. I want to go back to episode 3 real quick. Mm-hmm. So, we're kind of getting a sense that Wanda's got, like, control over this whole thing. Like, she's the one that's kind of doing everything.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have total control because, yes, there are glitches and things like that. Mm-hmm. What was up with the stork, dude?
The stork? Yeah, she didn't have control about that.
She could not get rid... So... There's something going on where this stork comes. So obviously, stork represents that because she was pregnant.
Babies are being delivered.
Babies are getting ready to come, and she's trying to make this stork disappear by trying to do a little magic. Flicker, her magic, but she cannot get rid of it, and the stork just kind of like brushes it off, dude. It's like what's up with that, dude? Like,
then not only the tattoo, but we're getting to it later. But she can't control the kids, So like there's Yeah, like it's
there's something more at play than just her.
Yeah,
I really feel.
And then I'm trying to think of what else happens in episode 4. That's pretty significant.
We get where she hears
Jimmy
Woo on the radio,
and we know now why, because Darcy and him are trying to reach her, and even at that too, like we get the perspective of the broadcast where Wanda just cuts it, because they don't show the blood no more, and it kind of cuts to the line after she saw the blood, and so because
it goes, how do you get blood out of the skin?
and so we get just a different perspective.
But I still want to know what's also up with the Hydra commercials.
What I think it is, it's all the stuff that's caused her trauma in the past, because you have Tony Stark with the the bomb that killed her parents and was sat in front of her and Pietro. The next one you have Hydra. You have Strucker.
Okay, but what was the bomb in? Was that the toaster?
Well, it's just Stark Industries. Stark. Because remember she said, she goes, and there was one name on that thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Stark, and so it's just Stark. Stark Industries brings back that trauma for her. Because it's a big thing, her parents died, her and Pietro waited for 2 days for Tony Stark to kill them because they're waiting for that thing to go off, and it never went off. And then next one you have Strucker, which is the scientist that did experiments on her and her brother, which they volunteered for. Next one you have Hydra Soap, which is Hydra. I mean, Hydra is always like the back, they're always operating in the back. And then another one, and we'll just talk about the other one right now. It's the Lagos. The Lagos brand wipes, because if you notice what they say at the end, Lagos brand for when you make a mess and you didn't mean to, because remember in Lagos she blew up and like,
which was in Captain America Civil War at the beginning,
which is another traumatic thing that happened to her. So it's just like all these things are traced back to her trauma. So I think that's kind of like where that all those come from.
So
yeah,
ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take another break and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's going on? I always do that when I come back.
Hey, bro, what's going on, man?
Yeah, so we are back.
We're back.
Latest break, bro. Sorry, got ice on his teeth.
He's got ice on his beer, bro.
Okay. All right, so obviously we've been
discussing heavily on WandaVision.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna take the last 30 seconds of this, 30 minutes of this
WandaVision
of the episode of just straight talking about episode 5 of WandaVision. Again, if you haven't heard our warnings early on, spoilers, full spoilers for WandaVision. So if you have not seen it, make sure you press pause, go back and watch it, and then come back over here with us and share a beer, because I can't think of any better way to just geek about stuff than to geek about it over some great beers.
And again, go visit our friends over at Black Laboratory Brewing.
We got the Hackberry Pale Ale and the Dignowity Common. Dignowity. Okay. So, man. Dude.
So I bought a 4-pack of each, and we already drank each a Pale Ale and each a Dignowity. I'm going to go ahead and continue on with Dignowity.
I'm going to get a Pale Ale.
You're going to do a Pale Ale because I want to save the other two for our friend, Cricket, Michael, over in Houston. I think he would definitely dig these beers.
Yeah, they're easy. They're easy to drink. I know Michael's a big double and triple IPA guy. Hey guy,
chill.
You need to
Just chill.
You need to relax, Daddy. Chill.
Chill.
Michelle's gonna love that. I'm gonna say that to her. This fucking Pale Ale.
Calm down there.
That's good. That one's good. I love that one.
Dude, I like
really
this one.
good.
I love the color, dude. I love that color, dude.
Not only do I love the color, but I love the way that logo pops in the light.
Ooh,
right here. Ooh, it's
nice.
All right, Steven, episode 5 of WandaVision, man. This is actually the first episode we've watched together.
Great episode.
This is actually the first episode we've seen for the first time together.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of watch episode 4 together, sort of. But after we watched it,
you had watched it, and then I watched it, and then we watched it like 2 more times after that. And before episode 5, this was the most. Like episode 4 was the one I've seen the most. And then episode 5 came along. I'm like, okay, now this is the one I'm gonna see the most because I've seen this one like at least 4 times, and that doesn't even count the reactions that I just oh my, because I just love, when I'm watching this show, and we were watching it and everything was playing out. I'm like, whoa, like me and you were like, whoa, and then I'm like, whoa, and then like so I once these episodes air, I go on my YouTube and I go to the channels I subscribe to, Real Rejects, Blind Wave, Heroes Reforged, and I watch their reactions because like I'm just like, because their reactions are just the same way as mine. Like, like wait, what? Like so I'm just like I love it. Like and it's just like I love to hear what they think about it, and so and now we want to share what we think about it because oh my goodness. Episode 5 of WandaVision.
Another amazing episode. Another one.
And this is
another one.
And again, this is a first. This is the first episode where we get the sitcom perspective, and then the outside.
The reality.
Yeah, the reality. Because the first 3 episodes were all sitcom, and then the
fourth one was outside. Was a perspective of everything that was going on in those sitcoms.
Yeah. And so this one is like it kind of goes back and forward of like So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get all our characters. Then we get Wanda, we get Vision, we get Darcy, we get Jimmy Woo, we get Monica Rambeau. We get them all, man. They're all coming to play. What was the intro? What? Family Ties, Trading Places,
Family Ties.
Family Ties. Okay, because people are like they're always like, oh, that's a Family Tie, that's a whatever, and it's like I think the second one was like a Bewitched or something. I don't know.
The first one was I think Dick Van Dyke.
The second one was Bewitched. No,
the second one was definitely Bewitched
because it was animated.
The third one, which was 70s, I can't tell you which one that one was.
I don't even remember how it even looked.
It's kind of like Vision's like looking at this pregnancy book and they're like dancing like 70s.
Okay. But
and then we go into the 80s. That's definitely Family Ties.
Okay. All right. So
being serious here.
But but it doesn't even it doesn't start off with the intro. Obviously it starts off with just Wanda and Vision back in their sitcom ways, and they have the babies already, and the babies are crying. They don't know what was going on. We've been there. Babies crying. We get it. And shit just starts happening. Like, I don't know. Like, I just love watching these crazy, like, either glitches, whatever you want to call them, that happen. Like, in this one, the first one we get is Agnes. She comes in. Obviously, she's always coming in the door. People clapping. Hey, Agnes. It's a sitcom. Whatever. Okay, cool. And it seems like something that Vision said kind of like threw her off. Like maybe he misread his line, or he's said a line.
So what was going on was that the babies are crying. Agnes comes in. She goes, "Oh, I could hear what's going on all the way from my house." Blah blah blah. And so Wanda's like, "Oh, can you watch the kids?" And Vision's like, "No, don't."
He goes like, "Have you washed your hands?" Okay, no. How about we just not? And she's just like.
And then she gets confused, and then like she turns to Wanda, is like,
take that again?
Should I take that again?
I'm like, wait, what?
Like, should we start that from the top? And that's when Vision's kind of like,
what the fuck?
Like, what?
And he even and this is one of the first times where he's like addresses it. Like he tells Wanda, did you not see that? And she goes, she's just playing off. What? She's just being neighborly. I'm like,
she's being Agnes.
Did you really not see what I saw? And just like. And then of course it goes quiet and the babies are bigger now.
Okay, so it goes quiet and then Vision's like, "Do you hear that?" And Wanda's like, "Hear what?" And he's like, "Absolutely silence." Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the kids are big. They're 5 years old now.
Did you think that Agnes took them at first?
That's what I thought.
I was like, where'd the kids go?
So then all of a sudden the kids are 5 years old now. They went from from babies to being 5 years old, and Agnes being there.
Like she's being there.
So this is now where we're seeing that, okay, who is Agnes? What is up with Agnes? Because she even, she points out a line like, what did she say? She says something
she goes, kids,
you can't control them.
You can't control them. I'm like, okay, wait, what? Because she's probably one of the only ones that like acknowledges. Like I said, she was the only one like, wait, should we take this from the top? Like, because no one else has done that. Like,
not only that, but like even I kind of think about it. Even like going back to the first 3 episodes, she's always kind of been the one she knew something was off, knew something was not right.
Yeah.
And always pointed out things. Like in the first episode, just a single gal. She goes, "Oh, I'm not single, I'm married." And she goes, "Well, you ain't got no ring." And she's like, "Oh."
And it's funny too because she says us single gals, but later on in the episode she keeps referring to a Ralph.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wait, what? But yeah, so she has something going on with her. Like I don't know. Like and if you want to give into theories, there is a character called Agna Harthis who is a witch, and she kind of acts like a mentor towards Wanda. That's what people are kind of like thinking that Agnes is, and that maybe she has something more to do with this whole thing than what she's letting on, or that we know. But like I said, at this point in the show, we don't know.
Yeah,
we have no idea.
Still don't know what's really going on.
At this point, it's all speculation.
Even at this point, we think that it's just Wanda doing this.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, at first we were like, "Who's doing this to Wanda?" And then now we're like, "Oh, now it's Wanda doing this." Yeah. Okay, so
especially after season 5 with the drone.
Yeah. So
and Wanda is becoming a little bit more comfortable doing her performing her powers while Agnes is present. Even though she doesn't do it like directly in front of her or while
or doesn't do anything big, but she just like as simple as something like making a collar for a dog appear.
Yeah.
And even Visions are like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" and
then she even tries convincing Vision like maybe you don't have to hide who you are.
And you could tell like she's just like, "I'm tired of hiding." I'm just like, she's getting a little fed up here, and Vision's getting a little suspicious, and and that's where the show just goes. It goes that way, like. It goes to the point where Wanda's getting fed up with these kind of distractions that are happening, and Vision is getting suspicious of things that are happening.
Yeah.
And one real quick thing that we did not touch on for episode 4, we get confirmation that Vision is dead.
Yes,
because we see his corpse.
God, dude, that fucking freaked the shit.
Dude. We skipped over that completely.
That scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
But yes, in episode 4 we get confirmation that like Vision is in fact dead. And
not only in episode 4, but in episode 5.
Yeah, also in episode 5 too, because they kind of go like, they
actually show footage of Wanda breaking into the Sword's headquarters.
Yeah.
And stealing his disassembled body.
It's disassembled, dude. Like, oh my god, they tore his ass apart.
My thing is, though, how the fuck did they disassemble him when fucking Shuri couldn't even do it in Infinity War?
Well, he's dead already.
But
just cut him in half. That
was kind of fucked up.
If you really think about it, you're like, oh, that's nasty.
That's gross.
But so we kind of get some little more backstory of like. Okay, so Wanda really did break into a top secret sword facility, stole Vision's body, and some way or another
caused havoc,
resurrected him, and now he's and who knows, maybe to like regular eyes, people who are not under Wanda's spell, maybe like. To them, Vision just walking around, he's a dead guy. Like, that's creepy. Like, oh, that's so nasty.
But we also get a glimpse of Vision on glamoring. I'm gonna call it on glamoring. On glamoring people, like.
Interesting. Why do you call it that?
From Harry Potter.
Nice. Nice pull there.
On glamoring them, and like we see,
the guy freaking out.
The guy who plays Norman is like, "She's in my head. Take her out. It hurts. I need to call my sister. Where's my phone?" And it's like he's freaking out, and then like he like, "Oh hey."
Well, even before then, in the beginning of the episode, after the after we get the credits and we go.
Son of a bitch!
We go back to Monica Rambeau, and she's being kind of evaluated, and she's just like, "Go for it." She's just like. They keep asking like, "Oh, how did you feel?" And she's like, "Well, I felt stuck. I felt like this overwhelming sense of dread. I felt like that I was being controlled, and that whatever I was doing wasn't me." So that starts telling you like, okay, well, maybe Wanda has some, she's kind of like pulling the strings here, which, like I said, like we all kind of like thought about, but we never really had confirmation. I think now we have confirmation that like. Yes, Wanda is the one that's doing most of this. And when I say most of it, we'll get into that later. But, yeah. So you obviously, like I said, So and then when, like I said, when Steven said that, what was it, glamour? Vision on glamour's Norm, and he starts freaking out. And kudos to that actor for like just not missing a beat, because he's freaking out and he puts him back and goes, so let me tell you this. Like, I was like, yo, that's you motherfucker. Like, that's
some talent right there.
But not only that, but
sorry guys, I just got real bad. So.
But not only that, before he unglamours him, you know, they you know, it's the 80s, so they get their earliest computers, and they intercept an email.
Electronic mail.
Electronic mail. Little opener. Shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of here. Stupid ass joke, but I liked it.
And it's like a email from Sword, and it's just like kind of like a briefing of what's going on of Dr. Darby's findings of radiation.
Darcy.
And yeah, Darcy, and it's weird that like everybody in the room just starts reading it. And then at the end, when they finish, they all start laughing. I'm like, that's creepy. That's weird.
That was super creepy.
I was like, that's
super
weird.
Creepy.
And that's when Vision starts getting more and more suspicious for obvious reasons. So then we cut back to, you know, Wanda and the kids and the dog. Well, now they have a dog, you know. They have a dog now. That's a, you know, Sparky, whatever.
That's the thing now. Which is...
comic character.
Yeah.
From...
So, what... people are taking this from is that this is coming from two comic book series, which are the House of M and
Division.
And Division,
which is where he has his family,
where he creates his own family of synthezoids.
Yeah.
And one of the characters in Division comic book is a dog, who is a synthezoid called Sparky.
Sparky, yeah.
So
who knows if this dog is a synthezoid, but as far as we know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a normal dog that dies. But before that, we get Wanda talking to her kids, and you start hearing a noise. On the outside, you know, in actual reality, they discover that everything that goes into to Anomaly is changed to, I guess, mirror their of what they were during that time. So in other words, like, if you go in wearing a piece of... Okay, for instance, Monica Rambeau, when she first got sucked into the Anomaly, she was wearing a bulletproof vest. The clothes that she wore when she got pushed out by Wanda was 87% Kevlar. So it's pretty much Wanda rewiring reality. She's not making it up.
Rewiring.
She's taking something and turning it into something else. So, like I said, taking a bulletproof vest and turning it into a wardrobe that's basically bulletproof. And so they're like, okay, well, what if we send something in there that doesn't require any change? So they send in an 80s drone, and it's since the 80s, and at this time, you know, we're in the 80s sitcom era, you know, it doesn't change. So they're able to, you know, find her, and they kind of confront Wanda, and they're like, you know, Monica Rambeau's are like, you know, just want to talk, and she starts getting pissed. And I love how it's like black and white, and they just show her eyes red. I'm like, oh shit, like. And then fucking Hayward, the guy who I guess is taking lead of the whole operation outside, is like, fire the missile, fire, like, what? And then where do we go from there? I mean, where do we go from there? You tell me. What happens next?
Well,
because I gotta go rest you.
So before we even get into that part of it, I want to kind of jump back also to, you know, we're at a point in the episode 2 where the kids get they have this dog, and they're like, oh, mommy, can we keep it, and she's like, no, and then Vision comes in and also sees the dog, and then, you know, it's like, you guys, you know, Wanda said to him, you know, we feel that you guys are not responsible to take care of this dog until you're at least, and then like Vision's like 10, and so she says 10, and then all of a sudden it's like, the twins look at each other, and then something's like going on. And it's like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden they turn 10 years old. Like, what? Like, they have the ability to just do that? Like, even without Wanda, like, you know, using her powers to do that. It's the kids. The kids actually have the ability to change their age. And not only that, they changed their age. They changed that was the other point I was trying to get earlier too, when I was saying that Wanda's getting comfortable using her powers in front of Agnes is that the kids changed their age in front of Agnes, and even Agnes says, "Hopefully that dog doesn't do that."
Oh yeah,
It's
she
like,
does it. Yeah. Which is
it's
funny.
like,
Which is funny too.
what?
Which is funny too because like when Wanda when she does her magic in front of Agnes, she even says, she goes, "Oh, don't worry about Vision. The boys turned to 5 and she didn't even notice. Obviously, she noticed this other one,
Yeah.
like, and she's not freaked out about it.
Yeah. So then now going back to this drone, even the kids see it. I'm wondering, like, okay, and her eyes turn, like you said, her eyes turn red, and while the video is in black and white, her eyes, you can see clearly her eyes turning red, and all of a sudden they get an alert that something's coming out of the hex
anomaly, the hex, the hex.
Because what we know so far right now is that this whole anomaly is in the shape of a hexagon.
Yeah. So Darcy calls it the X. The
So
hex.
we call it the hex.
It's catching on.
And you said it. You said it. And when we saw previews of this, we were thinking like, "Oh shit, she's dragging someone."
That's what I thought.
No, she's dragging something. And what she's dragging is the drone, and she throws it. And this is the first time that we see Wanda outside of what she's created.
Not only that, but her acknowledging what she's created.
Yeah,
because she's like, "Stay out of my home. I won't bother you if you won't. You don't bother me. I won't bother you." Like, and she goes, "I have what I want, and no one's gonna take that away from me." And I'm like, "Okay, she's acknowledging what she's doing."
And again, I'm thinking like, yeah, that's just to kind of throw us off to think like, because in the comics, Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda Maximoff, has always played both the villain and the good guy. And so now it's like, is that what the MCU is trying to do with her character now? And that's another thing. That in episode 5 is like Jimmy Woo's talking about Wanda, so we have Wanda Maximoff, blah, 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 and then the chief guy from SWORD is like, wait, does she not have
any other aliases?
Alias?
No other name?
No funny nickname?
I thought they were gonna say like, "Oh, a witch." I'm like, shut up.
And then, yeah, I was just so hoping like, please don't do it, don't do it. Like,
so
no,
corny, so corny.
Yeah, it'll be so corny. Like this would be the worst way to introduce that.
Yeah.
And then luckily we don't get it. He's like, no.
It's like, she was she was against the Avengers at first, and then they built up a trust, and now she became one of them.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but again, like, this is the first time we see Wanda like acknowledging the fact that she's created this anomaly, and that there is an outside world that she wants to have stay out of that anomaly.
And when she turns the guns on him,
people keep pointing to the fact, and again, and this has nothing to do with the show, but in comics, who's her dad?
Magneto.
Yeah, Magneto. Magneto is her dad. People keep saying like, "Oh, that's real Magneto of her to do that." Because like, you've seen the X-Men movies. Remember, he used to turn the guns on them.
Yeah.
I was like,
I never thought of that.
I saw that, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I didn't think of that.
Totally Magnetoed them, and I was like, "That's badass. That's fucking badass."
I did not think of that. That's
because they're the first X-Men movie where they turns all the bullets. Everybody, oh, it's so good.
And then he like shoots one, and it's like,
oh yeah, it's like all slow. Oh,
and then you just hear that.
It's so quiet. He goes, oh. yeah. But yeah, people keep it they're like, oh shit, that's real Magneto-esque of her, like.
That's a good one. So then at this point now, Vision. Oh, here's the other thing. Vision. The boys are looking for the dog, and they run into Agnes, of all people, which is funny because they run into Agnes down the street, not
next
a neighbor next door, down the street. And she has the dog wrapped up, and she even points out to to Wanda, like, too bad you can't bring people back from the dead.
Yeah, and even the boys were like, you could fix anything, Mom, and she's just like has to tell them like there are rules in life. You know, like you can't run from your grief,
Which I thought was ironic.
It really is, because if like I said, like the way she delivers those lines, her acting, she knows what she's saying, and she knows that she's being hypocritical. That's why she's like, we can't resurrect the dead, no matter how sad it makes us. And how fitting was it that like the boys were like, bring him back, because she's talking about resurrecting the dead. They're talking about, that's the subject, resurrecting the dead. And who's the voice you hear? Visions. Bring back who? I'm like, oh, because you're dead, and she brought back you. I'm just like, oh my god,
She's talking about you.
Oh, and then, and then cut to, you have Wanda and Vision. They're in the kitchen. She's cleaning up, and you can tell she's kind of distraught about everything that's happened. Like she had to tell her boys that she can't fix death. In some way or fashion she maybe can, but and Vision just straight out just calls her out. He's like, I spoke to Norm. I unveiled his subdued conscience, and I spoke to him freely.
In other words, he unglamored.
Yeah. But I love the line. I love the line. He goes, and I spoke to him freely from your oversight. I'm like, oh, God, fucking Vision, like, you bastard. Like,
you glorious bastard.
You want to take a break? What do you think?
Let's just do a quick break, like snap in, snap on. All right, we'll be right back. All right.
Okay, we're right back. We're back. Okay, so we're just talking about the part where Vision and Wanda in the kitchen, and he kind of like
glamoured Norm,
straight up asking her like, well, what's going on? Like, I spoke to Norm, and
like he was in pain. He was.
Yeah. Well, he starts kind of like questioning her, and she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, you, and she goes, no, like, you're not gonna. He's like, you're not gonna control me. And she goes, can't I? And then it's so like, and I said, when this happened, she starts rolling the credits of her sitcom.
The credits, and this is still like in the middle of the actual episode.
She's like, I'm gonna go to bed, and he goes, no, I'm not done, and he just keeps fighting. He goes, no, and she
like that so much.
And then she walks into the living room, and I think this is probably one of Vision and Paul Bettany's best performance as Vision, because that's when he starts screaming, Norm has a family, he can't reach him because you, like all that stuff. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, stop lying. And he's like, he does that whole what we do in the shadows. And they both levitate, and Vision's just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know who I was before this. I'm scared.
I don't know myself. Yeah. I don't know my life outside of Westview.
And she goes, you don't want to know. And he goes, I'm scared. And
like, what does that mean? You don't have no right to.
Yeah.
Dude, and like just straight up.
Dude, he's just acting. Yes, I love it. Like, and then Wanda says something to him that kind of like stuck with me, because she goes, you're my husband. You're Billy and Tommy's father. Isn't that enough? So she's basically saying like, I've given you what we thought we wanted. Isn't that enough? Like, why do you want to know? Why do you want to ruin this? Yeah. Why do you want to ruin this? And I'm just like, man, she's really like, holding them there.
Dog.
And then like, and he's just like, and they start talking, and the doorbell rings, and he's just like, and she goes, I didn't do that. And she goes, you really think I'm controlling everybody in Westview? Everything they do, the way they mow their lawn, and he's
getting them to a dentist appointment.
Yeah, and he's just like, I want to believe you.
Which is weird, because like she named like some real specific stuff. Yeah. And it's like, wow.
And then he's all like, I want to believe you, but I'm ignoring statistics entirely. And then the doorbell rings, and then so she answers it, and it's like, at this point the doorbell rings, and like usually
in my mind I'm thinking, fucking Agnes.
But the reason why I didn't think that, because I was like, if it was Agnes, she would just walked in, because she's always just walked in. She's never just really rung the door, but she just always walked in. So I'm like, okay, it's not Agnes. I'm like, who is it? And then you get her open the door, and she has this expression, and you're just like, oh shit.
See, let me tell you why I think it was Agnes real quick before we get to the big reveal. is because again, I still think that Agnes is something
To do with it.
is someone more than what people think she is. Because again, going back to episode 4, when they're figuring out everything that's going on and they're identifying everyone in the town that they see on the episodes, they have all the pictures of everybody
IDs,
and with
everything.
IDs, but the only one that doesn't have an ID is Agnes. So, and then again, and like I said, even in coming into episode 5 and her Wanda being a little bit more comfortable doing her magic around Agnes and the boys, aging themselves in front of Agnes and her not even being surprised about it, it's just kind of like more like drained of it than surprised.
Yeah.
Is kind of like, okay, who is this character? She's got to be something more. And again, so this all started with Jimmy Woo also trying to find a missing person.
Yeah. So we don't know who this missing person is.
So we don't even know who this missing person is. And what they're capable of or anything like that. I mean, at this point, there could be a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things. So now we come to the point where, Vision and Wanda are arguing. They're both in defensive mode.
Vision's just super suspicious.
I mean, even Wanda, she she's got her hands glowing too, and it's like, ooh. And I love too the fact. Let's jump back real quick. I love too a couple of things that they pointed out in this episode. Thanos and Captain Marvel
stood up. I mean, yeah.
I loved how they mentioned Thanos and that how
held her own.
How Wanda could have single-handedly, taken him out.
Yeah. If he didn't call in the airstrike.
Yeah. And
then they're like
Jimmy Woo is the only one.
Jimmy was all like, well, Captain Marvel did, and Monica Rambeau was like, don't you say that name.
Yeah, it's like, okay, there's something else going on there. It's like, oh shit. So
and most people are just saying like, oh, maybe she's just bitter because Carol left. She went off world. Whatever. But I don't know. I think there's something more there.
Yeah.
Because she's like, we're not talking about her right now.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, boy, some bitterness there. Scared to me. So now going back, they're arguing, doorbell rings. The reason why I thought it was Agnes is because maybe she was trying to calm the situation. Like, if she is...
Because Vision's getting suspicious, so she wants Vision to be like, chill.
So if she is part of what's going on in this anomaly as well, maybe she's trying to get, Vision to calm... She was trying to get Vision to calm down or something. But no, that's not what we got. So Wanda opens the door and...
has this expression on her face.
Big expression. At the same time, the alarms are ringing in outside of the hex, and everyone's scrambling, and that's when Darcy
comes across the TV
and sees
what's playing out,
what's going on, and we get another view of Wanda, but this time with the person in front of her.
You just see the white hair,
and you see white hair.
And even Vision's like, but also too, I pointed out to you yesterday too. Vision, plainly, and he didn't change. The door rang and the door's open. He's looking at this person, and he even asked Wanda, who is this person? But he's still in his Vision form. He didn't change. So I'm just like, why isn't he not changing? Like,
now, does Vision have the ability to change himself, or is it Wanda that's helping him change?
No, it's Vision because he always changes himself. Like he'll
again. We never really got that answered question. Well, I was always curious about that, even in Infinity War. Is it Wanda helping him do that, or is it him?
I think it's him. I think if it was Wanda, it'd be a little too much. I don't know. At this point, too much is not like out of the question.
Maybe she's helping him. She was helping him understand the Mind Stone again, too, because she's got telepathy.
Maybe, yeah.
That's one of her powers.
That's where she got her powers from.
Yeah.
Dude, that little stone causing a lot of trouble.
Fucking stones.
That Loki scepter is causing a lot of trouble. Like
I lot more than what the other Infinity Stones have cost.
I guess the only one would be the Tesseract that costs most damage, or not even damage. It just had more of an effect on other things because it gave Captain Marvel her powers. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that Mind Stone. Little bastard.
Because the Power Stone was only in Guardians of the Galaxy, but
and it didn't do any damage.
Didn't do much.
Time Stone didn't do anything. I mean, Doctor Strange.
The Reality Stone really didn't do much.
The Ether, right?
Yeah.
The red, no, that didn't do anything. Yeah, no, that like the Tesseract and the Mind Stone.
The Time Stone actually helped in Doctor Strange.
Yeah. But the Mind Stone's been the one that's pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like it gave.
And nobody knew where the Soul Stone was. So.
It gave Loki his scepter. It gave Wanda and Pietro their powers, and then it made Vision. So like,
Ultron. It also helped make Ultron.
They did,
because that's what they were using.
Oh, that's right. Oh shit! Yeah,
and that's where Ultron discovered there's more beyond the scepter than what people think there is. They're like what he said before he broke, he goes, only thinking outside of the box, never looking inside. And he breaks it, and there's the fucking Mind Stone.
Someone had mentioned. Okay, and I know we're supposed to get to the big review, but we'll get to it right now. But someone had mentioned it, like, what if, for some reason or another, James Spader came out in this show. How fucking crazy would that be? Like,
what do you mean? Like, it was James Spader.
James Spader himself, but he has that voice of Ultron.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking cool would that be,
dude? That would be the big review right there.
Yeah,
that would be the big one.
Yeah, someone like James.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Because I really do feel that Ultron is not officially gone, dude.
They just I love Age of Ultron.
But I mean, if you think about it, dude. I mean, I know you never really read any of the comics, but I mean, if you also like saw some of the animated series and stuff like that, Ultron was one of the biggest adversaries ever because every time that they thought they beat him, he was never really gone. He came back in some way or another. He was the one that did create Vision.
He lived in a flash drive. Plug it in. He's I'm Ultron.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, that could really
happen. It can't be a 2 gigabyte though. It has to be like a 64.
At least a 60.
At least a 60.
Just to get at least like 20% or 10%.
2 gigabytes won't hold Ultron. They can't hold Ultron. But okay, yeah. So going back to WandaVision, doorbell rings. Darcy's looking at the broadcast. Vision's like, who is this? We get a character with white hair. We're thinking like, oh shit, Pietro is back. Aaron Taylor Johnson. His character's name has been referenced many times in the past couple episodes. Also, this episode too. It's got to be him. And I know we heard rumors of a certain casting, but it was never really confirmed. And I guess we got confirmed.
Confirmation.
It's Evan Peters.
Hold on.
Oh!
Yeah, it's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed. That light is blinking. But it was Evan Peters. Evan Peters, Quicksilver from X-Men. And at the initial glance, we're just like, wait, what? And he's like, hey, can a long lost brother give his sister a hug? And it's like, and it just ends. And he's like, who's Popsicle? And it just ends. So this opens many doors because, for one, is it a multiverse? Like, did we just get mutants introduced in this universe? Or two, because even Darcy mentions she recast Pietro. Why would she recast Pietro? I'm really hoping that this isn't a fake out. Like, that he just isn't just some random person playing Pietro.
Yeah.
I really hope it's something more deeper as far as, like, a multiverse. And there have been a lot of, like, theories of, like, this show is going to end with Wanda opening up the gates to different universe, alternate timelines. Yeah. And it's going to be scrambled. Like,
there's just so much to think about.
Yeah.
So
we're
gonna end it right there. Unfortunately, because battery's dying.
Yeah, we're going on 2 hours already. So
before we actually head out, hopefully it doesn't cut out. Thanks. We're back. We're gonna be doing this again. Watch WandaVision. Keep back with us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're gonna
check out Black Laboratory Brewing Co.
Laboratory Brewing Co. And we're gonna be back with more episodes. So
yeah, definitely. And like we got a GoPro, so we're gonna do some more stuff with this too.
we're trying.
Yeah, we're trying to do some more stuff. That we're gonna put some videos online, whatever. So,
We'll see you guys.
Steve and Eddie here, speaking and drinking.
Cheers.
Cheers.